Next on Toy Hunter. I could do that all day. We're having a big Boston toy party. I'm hunting toys in Beantown.
I'm gonna make you a deal.
Stand back. Here comes the deal. Oh, this is cool.
What'd you find in there?
Who are you gonna call?
Strawberry shortcake.
Really?
One of the largest toys ever made for G.I. Joe.
It's gorgeous. There's not a mark on it.
Dukes of Hazzard.
But it wasn't pink and girly.
It's a prototype.
Nice, huh?
Vintage Hot Wheels mean money.
50. How about 80?
135?
$350.
$4,000.
That's insane.
You hit a home run.
I'm Jordan Hembrow. They call me the Toy Hunter. Oh, man! This is where you've been hiding everything. I've been collecting and dealing toys for over 25 years. Oh, I just had a little toygasm. I scour the country, and I dig deep. Do you know how much I can get for this?
Whoa.
Out of a box of junk.
If there's a fortune hidden in your toy chest,
I just touched a $17,000 toy.
I'll find it. These may be toys, but this ain't child's play. I'm in Boston, Beantown, and they are fanatical about their baseball, and they are fanatical about their toys. This entire New England area is filled with toy history. Why? Because a stone's throw away in Pawtucket, Rhode Island is Hasbro, one of the largest toy companies in the world. Fingers crossed, we're going to have one hell of a Boston toy party.
Hey, Jordan.
Sean, how's it going, man?
Not too bad. My name is Sean. I pretty much focus on the 1980s. As far as memories go, everyone wants to be a kid again, so they buy the toys that they liked when they were a kid.
Dude, this is your bedroom!
This is where we actually physically sleep somehow, yeah.
All collectors have strong ties to their childhood, but for some, that bond is much, much tighter. Your wife should be laying in bed and go, honey, we got to do something about this.
Yeah, we need to get rid of some of the stuff. Eventually.
Now, I've got a name for these collectors. They're not kids, and they're reluctant to be adults. They're kidults. Is this what I think it is?
That is the G.I. Joe Defiant Space Shuttle Complex.
Holy mackerel. 1987. One of the largest toys Hasbro ever made for the G.I. Joe line.
Yep. I think it retailed for about $100.
We got to crank this thing up.
All right.
In the early 80s, Hasbro relaunched the G.I. Joe brand as G.I. Joe, a real American hero. The figures went from the classic 12-inch to the smaller 3 3/4 inch.
You had this little astronaut guy.
Payload.
And the other little figure.
Heavy duty, heavy top, top heavy, hard top.
Hard top, that's what it was.
This smaller size literally made room for some of the most amazing play sets and vehicles ever created.
And they made everything to scale.
You got this giant shuttle here, man.
Yeah, then you could blast off.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, well, I've been practicing.
God, look at this. And these are the working elevators.
Yep, the shuttle comes off of the booster.
This was modeled after the real NASA shuttle.
And then you got an extending arm here. There used to be a copper wire pipe, and it would plug into the back of the astronaut's backpack, and you could just kind of hang them out there like it was anti-gravity.
The booster rocket doubles as a command center. The feet fit in little pegs like that.
If their knees hold up after all these years.
Yeah. Sean's G.I. Joe set is a thing of beauty.
It brings back a lot of memories.
But kidults like to play with their toys, and they get attached. You don't want to sell this, do you?
This means a lot to me. I don't think I could part with this thing.
You want to know how much they go for boxed?
I'd be curious. I never really looked.
I've only sold 2. The last sale was over $4,000.
Oh, my God.
$4,000.
I don't think I could part with it, no matter how much you offered.
The other problem with kidults is I'm kind of one of them. Can't believe I'm saying this. I wouldn't sell it either. I respect that, man.
Thank you.
If at first you don't succeed, dig, dig, dig again. Here's a sign. Transformers, Transformers, Transformer, Transformer. Oh, this is cool.
What'd you find in there?
I'm excited because I found something that's not a Transformer.
Right.
Panther, the Savage Cat. This is from Masters of the Universe, 1982. He-Man had Battle Cat,
right.
Trusty Steed, his pet. Panther was like Skeletor's cat. And I guess when they got pissed off at each other, they both rode him into battle. Panther and Battle Cat are mortal enemies. The irony is they come from the same exact mold. And that mold even dates back to an earlier toy, Mattel's Big Jim on the Tiger Trail from 1976. In this condition, I could probably offer $60.
How about 80?
$75?
That's fair.
All right. Indiana Jones.
I love the movies. I don't know anything about the toys.
They were done by Kenner Corporation. These were the first 4 action figures. Indiana Jones, Tote, Cairo Swordsman and Marion Ravenwood. Marion is exceedingly hard to find.
Yep.
You find her on the card, she's about $400.
Wow.
Indiana Jones on the card is about $250 to $300.
Okay.
These guys, not so much, especially him. The least valuable Raiders of the Lost Ark action figure happens to be my personal favorite. The story goes that Steven Spielberg is directing a huge fight sequence on the streets of Tunisia. And by the time the Cairo Swordsman's big scene comes up, they've been filming for a week. The entire cast has explosive diarrhea, and Harrison Ford is just not in the mood to continue. So, the swordsman enters, and the crowd separates, okay? And this giant thug comes out, taking his sword, and he's wielding it around. He's going crazy. And Harrison Ford, instead of duking it out as directed, pulls out a gun, bam, shoots him dead. It became one of the most memorable moments in movie history. And this Cairo swordsman, who doesn't have more than 10 seconds of screen time, gets an action figure made out of him. That's Hollywood, baby.
I'd be happy if you gave me $5-10 a piece for them. They're just sitting back there.
Okay. They're worth a little more than $5 and $10 each, okay? How about I give you $50 for the pair?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Perfect. I feel like Indiana Jones now. The hunt continues. Toys back here. This is a cool toy. This is the G.I. Joe whale, isn't it?
I think it was called the Killer Whale.
The killer
I
whale?
believe.
Well, it's as big as a whale and had guns that can probably kill you. So yeah, it's a killer whale. These things could actually float. This toy alone has missiles. The depth chargers. This was Cutter, like the Coast Guard Cutter. He's a Boston fan. He's wearing a Red Sox hat. There's a little recon bike. And if I remember correctly, this pops out and there's a little sled. And the panels are intact. Do these work? How cool is that? Come on. You can sit there as a kid. I could do that all day. How do you feel about $100?
The sentimental value is just too high to me.
$150? I couldn't convince Sean to sell me the Defiant playset, but sometimes you just have to force a kidult to let go.
I was always cool as a kid. I probably did that back
I'm sorry, what? Were you saying something? What?
I think you've come up enough. I think 150 is doable.
Okay, 150. Thank you. What's in the box?
You might find that kind of interesting.
Kidults may not like to sell, but sometimes in their toy chest, you find a real surprise.
Nice, huh?
This is the stuff I live for, man. I'm in Boston, digging with Sean. Oh, that's very good.
Well, I've been practicing.
A kidult who's turned his bedroom into Never Never Land. But I've just stumbled across something that's not for kids at all. This is the stuff I live for, man.
Yep. That was from a former Hasbro employee. It wasn't a mass market release.
It wasn't any market release.
Yeah, well, that I know.
This is a prototype, actually, of this character, Slag. Slag's a robot, but when you transform him, it's a Triceratops. This is the produced version of Slag. This is a prototype. They were made for testing. They were made for engineering purposes.
I'm assuming they were supposed to be destroyed, right?
Yes, they were supposed to be destroyed.
Yeah.
The prototype market is a niche market.
Okay.
However, when you do find the people that collect the prototypes, they usually pay big. Do you have any idea what it's worth?
Maybe 150?
$1,000.
Wow. That's insane.
It's crazy.
I can probably use that to feed my toys addiction.
Admitting you have a problem is the first step to recovery.
Yeah, and hopefully I can move on. How about if I throw in a complete Slag so you can have it for comparison for $700?
And Grimlock, because I like Grimlock.
That works for me.
Yes?
Yes, we can do that for $700.
I was afraid my visit with a fellow kidult was going to be a total loss, but it turned into a huge success. I bought a Masters of the Universe Panther for $75. Bundled with a Battle Cat, I should be able to get $140. I picked up a G.I. Joe Killer Whale for $150. Cutter and his hovercraft should sell for $250. And I couldn't let this rare Transformers Slag prototype get away. I paid $700. And if I can find the right buyer, the set will go for $1,300. With those and the other toys I picked up, I spent about $1,500 at Sean's place. I'm looking to clear about $3,200 on the resale. Next up, Catherine, who I hear loves the girly stuff. Girl toys are always in demand, and I jump at any opportunity to get them.
Hi.
Hey, I'm Jordan.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
My name is Catherine, and I'm a huge strawberry shortcake fan.
This is a lot of stuff.
This is when strawberry shortcake takes over. My collection just kept growing into my own little strawberry land.
I'm an action figure guy.
And I'm a doll girl.
Catherine is truly a girly girl. If it's not cuddly or pink, she's not interested. These are cool.
Strawberry shortcake.
Filbert Wormley III. I like how all the animals were their modes of transportation.
Yep, that's how they got around Strawberry Land.
They rode on his back.
Right.
And then you've got Flitterbit the butterfly. This is Strawberry Land Airlines.
If they wanted a faster mode than the worm.
Strawberry Shortcake made her debut in 1977 on a series of American greetings cards. In 1980, Kenner brought Strawberry Land to life, and girly girls like Catherine ate it up.
It's strawberry shortcake.
And you love her. If names like Apple Dumpling and Plum Pudding weren't sweet enough, Kenner actually scented the dolls with fruity smells that matched their names. Total retail in the pair is about $60. You could do 25.
30?
All right, I'll do 30 because I know you love her so much.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. A strawberry shortcake. She drives a worm. I drive a Volvo. Polly Pockets.
They're a fun little toy.
These are from 1992. It's an entire world inside a little case. The original designer made one of these for his daughter out of a makeup compact.
Mm-hmm. Easy to take with you, but the vacuum cleaner's best friend.
Isn't that the advertising campaign? Polly Pockets, a vacuum cleaner's best friend. I do want to take one for a friend of mine. He has a daughter, about 5. She would love one of these.
Okay.
$5?
For a kid, take 2.
2 for 5. Thanks.
There you go.
Want to go for 3?
I don't know about that one.
Hot Wheels. What's a girly girl like you doing with Hot Wheels?
That's my brother's.
Hello. This girly girl has a brother who dropped all these boy toys in her lap, and they could be really valuable. See the tire? Mm-hmm. See that red line going around there?
Oh, yeah.
When we talk about Hot Wheels from the 60s and 70s, we call them red lines. These vintage Hot Wheels mean money. Catherine's box of red lines could help her bottom line, big time. The problem is, I'm not a Hot Wheels expert. I'm not sure exactly what they're worth, but I got a good friend of mine who does Hot Wheels. I try to listen to him. I have to get these evaluated by someone who knows what they're looking at. I think they may be worth something, but I'm never going to know unless I can take them with me. Let me broker these for you.
Right.
We'll try and get the highest dollar possible. I get 20%.
It sounds like a good idea. Thank you.
Thank you. I have the fluoride. Dig deep enough in a girly girl stash and you hit gold. I'm outside Boston digging with Catherine. She's a girly girl, but she's sitting on some boy toys, and I just hit pay dirt. The Dukes of Hazzard. I used to watch this show all the time.
My brother would have it on, and then I would watch it.
They drove cars and they jumped bridges. How could you not love it?
It wasn't pink and girly.
The original series debuted in 1979. These figures are from 1981. You have Luke Duke, Bo Duke, Boss Hogg was the villain. But without question, the most popular character? Daisy. And the reason is simple. Catherine Box started rocking these really short, cut-off shorts, and the term Daisy Dukes became part of the American lexicon. And I, for one, as a red-blooded American male, thank her. Let me break it down for you. Bo and Luke Duke, each $40 retail. Boss Hogg, $45 to $50. Daisy Duke, easily $125.
Wow.
That's how rare she is.
I guess I lucked out.
For this set, how do you feel about $100? 125?
Need to go a little higher on that.
135?
135 sounds good.
This girly girl has some awesome toys. From Strawberry Land, I got Filbert Wormley III and Flitterbit for $35. Those vehicles loose will sell for $70. I bought a set of Mego Dukes of Hazzard action figures, including the rare Daisy Duke, for $135. I'll be able to sell that for $250. But the mystery is, what are these red line Hot Wheels worth? I'm brokering the sale for Catherine, and I'll need to consult with an expert to appraise their value. I'm on my way to Uxbridge, Massachusetts to see Travis. Travis is just 16 years old, the same age I was when I started selling at the local toy shows. We may just have another toy hunter in the making.
Jordan. my name is Travis, and I've been collecting toys for roughly about 10 years now.
Oh my God! Where do you find anything?
You don't. And I aspire to be like Jordan someday. I go to a lot of yard sales, flea markets. It's like money in the bank.
I can mentor you a little bit. I've actually been doing it longer than you've been alive.
Yep.
I feel old. That's a couch potato.
Silly putty.
Still in the package. Do you have any idea how iconic a toy this is? They took Silly Putty to the moon. On the Apollo missions, they actually used it to stabilize their tools in zero gravity.
I can tell you they didn't teach that in history class.
No, well, it's the history class of Jordan. I'm gonna teach you. Welcome to Toy Hunter 101. First lesson, know your product. Do you know how it was invented?
It's because of World War II.
Okay.
And the rubber shortage.
Yes.
Different scientists were like, oh, we need something to replace it. And bam, Silly Putty, it didn't really work. They're like, let's put it in an egg, make money.
That's great. It was a poor substitute for rubber, but it was perfect for toys. And it could transfer images.
With a newspaper.
And then pulling them distorted the image. And then you take it and you just, push it all back together. I think it's really, really cool. Do you want to sell it?
Yeah, I'd sell it.
Lesson 2, identify the vintage. It looks like the classic packaging, but this is a repro. This was done within the last 10, 15 years. I wouldn't sell it because of that, but I do want it in my personal collection.
$10.
Lesson 3, negotiation. Never, ever accept the first offer.
$10.
How about 20 bucks?
Hey.
20?
Yeah.
Wait, what just happened? I just overpaid by 10 bucks. I'm looking at this kid and he's like my mini-me, and I've lost all perspective. I gotta get my head in the game. This is an air bazooka. Oh, I had toss across. Look how excited I'm getting. I remember doing this with my mom and dad and my brother. I guarantee you there was a fondue set somewhere. It's done by Ideal Corporation. Yeah, the originals came out in 1969. This one was done in 1986. Essentially what it is tic-tac-toe. You took a bean bag and you would try to flip it over to an X or an O. The problem with tic-tac-toe is if both players know what they're doing, every game ends in a tie. The great thing about toss-across is that by throwing the bean bag, you can flip the X's and O's. And that means anyone can win. If it was the one from 1969, I'd be paying you $75. What about 30?
50.
Would you take $40?
Yeah, I can do 40.
40 bucks. Here, I'll toss this across to you. Travis is like my Jedi Padawan. I'm training him in the ways of the toy hunting force. But wait a minute. And it just became a master class. This is worth money. This is worth money. Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. This is the real Ghostbusters, the animated series that was based on the movie. This was the first series. These cards are worth money. In perfect condition, this card you're looking at anywhere between $225 to $250.
Really?
This one has little issues. There's a little bit of a cardboard split along here. Bubble crushing. You see creasing here. It's almost turned over in the industry. We call it dog-eared. That's going to affect the pricing. I've tried to impart my wisdom. Now let's see what he's learned.
So figure 225, 250 if it was mint.
Yeah, you're talking about a perfect card.
You'd probably get, what, like 125 out of it?
If I'm lucky, 125.
Do like 75. You win, I win, everyone's happy.
You have learned well, Grasshopper. All right.
Thank you, Jordan.
I got a 1986 version of Toss Across for 40 bucks, and I'll be able to sell it for 75. And for his graduation, Travis sold me the real Ghostbusters Peter Venkman action figure for $75. And in this condition, I'll be able to sell it for $125. With these and the other toys I bought, I spent $140, and I should have a return of $300. Before I leave this Boston toy party, I need to get Catherine's Hot Wheels set appraised. I've got a buddy up here in Boston. Chris is a huge Hot Wheels collector and a true expert. He's going to give me an idea of exactly what kind of money I'm looking at.
Hey! How you doing? My name is Chris, and I'm a huge Hot Wheels collector, specifically Redline vintage Hot Wheels. One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah.
I think that's what we got right here.
It's a new one.
Not worth anything.
I can't even get $1 for this?
I give it to the first child I see. Now, this is nice. The State Police Cruiser. This came out in '74. This thing is in excellent shape. It's in near mint shape. It's probably about $60.
I went from 0 to 60.
Just like in a car, 0 to 60. But the minute you pulled that case out, my eye was gravitating to one car.
I loved that car. It had the cool flames.
This is the Tom McEwen 1973 Mongoose. This car alone, in this condition, is probably about $350.
I would love $350.
And if you can find the right buyer,
okay, yeah.
maybe $450.
$450 for that?
Because it's gorgeous. There's not a mark on it. Look at that. Even the base is shiny.
I'm looking at you, looking at this thing.
I want it.
You do?
I do. This car looks like it just came out of the blister pack in 1973, and I gotta have it. I'm gonna make you a deal.
Here we go. Stand back.
For the whole tray,
Yeah.
$400.
The one car alone is worth $400.
Okay, come on.
Meet me at $550.
I will probably never, ever see that car in that condition again.
Yeah.
I'm in for $550.
$550.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
Man, I'm smiling.
I'm smiling, too.
These Redline Hot Wheels put me in the black. Chris paid $550 for the set and has a new centerpiece to his collection. Catherine made $440.
Strawberry shortcake.
Which goes a long way in Strawberry Land. I made $110 and I didn't need to drop a dime. The Toy Hunter rides again.
Take it easy.